Hi everyone, welcome to channel Prepare with me. So earlier we were discussing about the management and we are still discussing about all the topics which are important in the management and are given in the syllabus. But now, as I told you that we already have not much time with us, so we have to prepare certain other topics simultaneously. Okay, so I thought that why not we should start with the costing, because costing is a very easy chapter. Okay, so in costing, I'm first starting with the lean system and innovation. Okay, and slowly you will get all the other videos also. So lean system and innovation is a bit lengthy topic, but a very easy topic. Okay, so let's get into the video and let's see that what it is all about. Those who have done this chapter or have completed this topic, it is a kind of a revision video for you. Okay, so in this video we will understand about the lean system and innovation, what is this, and then we will discuss just in time technique also. Okay, so let's get into the video and let's see what is all about. Okay, let us first understand about the lean system. What is the lean system? So lean system means, like, you definitely have heard the word lean. Okay, leans means something which is not having extra thing in it. Okay, so when we go to the gym or when we wanted to keep ourselves healthy, we say that we need a lean body. Okay, so that is how a system is also need to be lean. Okay, what kind of a system it is? Okay, so basically when you are producing something, so you should be producing that particular thing which are you're working on. It should have minimum waste. Okay, it should not be produced in extra, so that it will be creating a extra wastage and also giving you a lot of loss. Okay, so in terms, if we talk about in a company, if your company is into the manufacturing, and manufacturing of what, anything. Okay, for example, let us take of the example of the car. Okay, if your company manufactures the car, so if you manufacture the cars more than the requirement in the market, then what will happen? It will be a kind of a waste. Okay, even the things which are required to produce this cars, it will also go in vain. Okay, it will be of no use. So you should always look for the demand first, and then produce the things whatever you wanted to produce. So every company who is into the manufacturing, okay, they always look into the demand of the customers, what they are demanding, what is the demand in the market, and then only they start producing the particular material. Now let us talk about the lean system. What is the lean system and what is the requirement of this? Okay, so lean system is a kind of a system which most of the companies actually adopt, so that they can organize the kind of a method in which they will minimize the waste. Okay, what kind of a waste? Suppose if you have to produce 100 units of the car. Okay, and you are producing 140 units of the car. Okay, so this 40 cars are extra. Okay, now for making this 140 cars, you must have been required must have required certain kind of the raw material. Okay, so when you have to produce only 100 cars, so you will see that this 100 cars is less than 140. Okay, so whatever the raw material you require to produce this 100 cars is less than what you required for manufacturing 140 cars. Okay, so you should always look for the things that what is required. Okay, so that the minimal and the optimal use of the raw material will be there, and you will definitely create less number of the waste. Okay, now apart from this, if you are reducing your waste, doesn't mean that you will reduce the productivity. Okay, you should not be like that. If you have to produce 100 cars, okay, and you have to minimize the waste, you have to minimize the extra cost and everything, so you will be using the cheap products. Okay, you will using the cheap methods. No, you have to maintain the productivity also, you have to maintain the quality of the product also. Okay, so basically these are the things which is related to the lean system, and it was adopted in the manufacturing system mostly. Okay, so this is what about the lean system. Now we understood about the lean system, that what is the lean system, but why we need a lean system, what is the objective of the lean system. So first of all, see, whatever you are working, you're working for someone. Okay, like if you are in the market, So you are into the manufacturing department, so you are manufacturing for whom? You are manufacturing for your customers, okay? So your customer is your priority, okay? And you wanted to increase the value of the customer, so you have to have use a lean system. So this is the objective of the lean system, that it will maximize your customer value, okay? Then also we are seeing that the things we are doing in this whole system, it will definitely improve the productivity of the system, and it will identify and eliminate the waste. Now since we are saying waste here, so what kind of the waste we are talking about, what is exactly the waste is about, okay? So when you're working, like suppose you have to prepare a plan, okay, and you have to prepare a plan for what? Okay, let us take the example that you have to prepare a plan for your exam on the 17th January, that how much you have to do and how to utilize your remaining days. Okay, so what you will do, you will first look after that how many days you have. Okay, then you will distribute these days into your topics. Okay, then also you will look after that how many hours you will be devoting in the studies. Okay, so this is your next priority. Okay, then what you will do, you will definitely reduce or remove the things which are extra in your schedule. Like right now you're working on your WhatsApp, you're using WhatsApp, you're using the FB, you're using Instagram, you're using Twitter. So you will first remove this extra things which is taking your space in your schedule. Okay, so you will remove this. Then if you have another thing, that since your exam is so near to you, so you will definitely work on the extra things that are there. Like suppose you are you go to the market, or you go to the for walk, or you go for some other thing, so you will definitely find out some alternatives for that. Okay, you will look after the things which are extra in your schedule, which you can remove from your schedule. Okay, which can give the space for your timetable. Okay, so that you can utilize that time also, or and you can also make your schedule better and implementable. Okay, so you will plan your schedule according to your time and what the things you have in your day. Okay, so you will remove all the extra activity, so that you will be having the productive time with you. At the end of the day, you will be having your productive time with you, and you will utilize all the time in your studies. Okay, so this is how you will work on it. So that is the requirement, that the similar requirement when you talk about the manufacturing department. So even if you are working in the manufacturing department, okay, so in that department, you have to look after the things that you're going to use, that is the raw material, the labor, okay, machines, okay, and all the things which are there. So that first of all you will need to reduce these things which are extra. Okay, then you will definitely look after the things so that you will sustain the quality of the product. Okay, you remove these things, you remove the things in a way that will sustain the quality of the product. Okay, and next thing is that, which is very important, that you will get your profit also. Okay, so that you will get the profit. Okay, so this is what you have, this is the line that you have to prepare for. Okay, now let's see that what are this waste. Okay, we understood that this waste are there. Okay, and we have to eliminate, that's why we use the lean system. But what are this waste in the manufacturing system? Okay, now let us look into this. So in all, seven type of waste are there, okay, which you will find. First is the inventory, then waiting time, then transportation, overproduction, overprocessing, motion, and the defects. Now let us take one by one waste, okay, and understood about this. So first let's talk about the inventory. Now suppose if you are producing the things like car, okay, let us take the example of the car manufacturing, okay, and we will understand all this waste in the terms of the car only. Okay, now if you're producing the car, if you're manufacturing the car, so you should be producing or manufacturing the car in the amount which is required only. Okay, so that your inventory will not be extra. Okay, next thing is that the waiting time. So if you're using the machines, okay, and or the labor here, okay, now if you're not having the work properly divided, okay, not properly organized, so what happened that this will be increased. it may be machine time also, it may be production time also, it may be labor time also. So you have to reduce this also, that there should be no waiting time, everyone should be engaged in working. Like suppose if this machine is ready and this machine has prepared its work, now the next machine is not ready. So what will happen, that this particular work which is actually going to shift to the next machine have to wait. Okay, so it will require the space, it will require the labor, it will require a proper care for this product. Okay, so when the next machine will ready, then it will be shifted. So it should not be there. Okay, there should be no waiting time in terms of machine, whatever it is. Okay, in the process you should not be having this kind of a waiting time. This will be considered as the waste. Next is the transportation. Unnecessary transportation will require the unnecessary amount. Okay, so you suppose if you know that if the one machine is here, another machine is here, another machine is here. Okay, these all are in the different places. Now you know that you can arrange this in the proper manner so that everyone can get easily from one place to another. So you will be required that you have to arrange the way the system it is. Okay, otherwise you will have to unnecessary invest in the transportation, that first day you have to send it to there, then there, then there. So labor and the amount, labor and the money, fuel, everything, time also. Okay, so this will also include in this. Okay, this is also considered as the waste, so you should always minimize this thing. Okay, try to reduce this thing or remove this thing. So you have to work on the arrangements. Okay, next is the overproduction. So we are talking about the lean systems, and the first thing is that we have to work on the demand. Okay, whatever the demand you have to stick to that demand. It doesn't mean that if you have a demand of the 100 units and you are producing 120 units just for the sake of that, in case if the demand is required, you will not be having the shortage. Okay, so no, if you have a demand of the 100 unit, so you have to produce only 100 units only. Okay, so this is how it will work. Okay, so overproduction should not be there. Then coming to the over processing, it should also excluded. Okay, then coming to the motion, I already told you that this is the same kind. If a motion will be there, so transportation will be required, unnecessary time will be it will be taking. Okay, so you should also remove this thing. Then the defects. Okay, so if you are not maintaining the quality, okay, if you're not maintaining the quality, your product may be defected. So if you are producing the 100 units, so make sure that every time you will be keep check on this product. Okay, at every stage, every process, you have proper check so that all the units that you are producing, it would be not defective. Suppose if you're not taking care of it, so out of 100 you're only producing 60 units which are not defective and 40 units are defective. So it is a kind of the waste. This 40 units are the waste. Okay, and also it would require whatever the raw material, it would be waste only. Okay, so you have to take care of all these things so that all the seven waste which we have we can remove, and whatever you will produce in a effective, productive, and the profitable manner. Okay, so this is what about we have to remove this seven waste. Now for removing this seven waste, we have some techniques, certain techniques are there. Okay, we will understand about this also. Now let's take on the move on to the next slide. So we have understood about the seven waste. Okay, so we have to remove this seven waste from the system. Okay, so that then only we could be producing a proper material, and we can gain the profit also. Okay, now the thing is that the principle of the lean system is like that, that you will have to intact the quality of the product. Okay, you should not compromise with the quality, otherwise what will happen, that whatever the demand you are going to fulfill, it will not be there. Okay, they will move from your product. Okay, so because there are already competition in the market. Okay, so you have to keep in the mind that your quality will not reduce, it will be intact, and it will be high quality product. Okay, so this should be the first principle of the lean system and innovation. Then we have the waste minimization on which we are working. The seven waste should be excluded from the process so that you would be able to produce the profit and the product efficiently and productively. Then improvement. Okay, so what happened, that in this lean system you always have the chance of the improvement. It should not like that at the one process if you have like 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, suppose all these processes are the of the manufacturing of product. Now if at this process you have not looked into the product, okay, and you miss that product, so it this space you will have the chance to look into the whatever the error you have. Even if you don't look into this, then the final product will be the error sorry, will be having the error. And what happened, that at this point you have to go back to this stage, it would be very difficult. Okay, so it is always have the chance of the improvement if you keep check on the product and the quality and the process. Then the flexibility, it provides the flexibility. Suppose if something has happened, something is crashes on this particular process, you can definitely move on to the second process. Okay, you can definitely improve that on the second step. Okay, so this is how it is giving the flexibility to your system. Okay, so these are the principles on which the lean system is work. Okay, so why we are using, we understood that, but the thing is that that can be do all that can be done at with the other ways also. Okay, so why we are using that, what are the benefit of this management or this kind of a system? So first of all, you are having zero waiting time. Okay, you will remove everything from the process. Okay, what is extra or have no use or unnecessarily increasing the time and the money, so you will remove that, so you will be having the zero waiting time. Also, if you will be having the zero waiting time, so production will be continuous. Okay, the flow is continuous, you will not be having any break into this. Okay, then the next thing is that the zero inventory, you will not be producing the extra things which is of the new use. Okay, then it also reduces the process time and pull processing. Okay, pull processing means whatever the things you have, you're just producing that only. Okay, so this is how the demand on the demand you're working. Okay, and reducing the process time means, suppose earlier what you're doing, that 1 2 3, okay, these are the four stages of the production. Now what happened that you're starting from here, moving here, 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 and final product you have received. Now if at this stage you find that there is some error, so you have to go back to this. Okay, so whole processing time will be increased. Okay, so it tries to reduce the processing time. So every stage if it will be having a check, okay, so it will be not increasing this. Okay, it will not increase the waste. Okay, so this is also a one kind of the waste we have. Okay, so this is how it is the benefit of the lean system. Now we have talked about the techniques. Okay, I told you that to remove all the seven waste we have some techniques. Okay, so these techniques are just in time, Kaizen costing, 5 ways, then total productive maintenance, cellular manufacturing, and Six Sigma. We will read and understand everything, okay, every technique in detail. But first of all, we will be discussing about the just-in-time system. Okay, so let's start with this and let us understand that what is this just-in-time technique which will reduce the waste. Okay, so just-in-time system. It means that, suppose what actually happens in this particular scenario is, now what happens that you are working on the demand. Okay, lean management system is what you are working on the demand of the product. Okay, so as soon as you get the demand of the product, you will then only produce that product. Okay, so how you will working and how this particular thing is working. So first of all, what happens that, suppose you have a demand of that you have to produce 1000 cars. Okay, these are the demand that you have got. Now what you will do is, you will look for the raw material. Okay, you need raw material for the manufacturing of the car, that every part of the car should be manufactured, then it will be assembled, then it will be checked properly. Okay, and then it will be launched. Okay, whatever the things you will be taking it to the market. Now first of all, you will look for the raw material. So for raw material, you will be having certain clients with you. Okay, you know that these are the clients that have like a commitment with you. So what you will do is, you will just give your demands that this is the raw material we are required. Okay, so client 1, client 2, client 3, client 4, client 5. Okay, now you have put it your demand that you need the demand of the raw material for the 100 cars. So this is the parts we need. Okay, part 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, total, in all total 11 things you needed for that. Okay, for example, now what happened that this demand will reach to the clients, and those who was active. Okay, those who are active, or who is ready with the all the things that you need, it will take your demand. Suppose C4 is, just a minute. Okay, suppose C4 is the person. Okay, now C4 take your demand. Now C4 has your demand. Now the thing is that C4 will take your demand and deliver the products to you. Okay, all the raw material will be delivered by the C4 to you, because this is the first person who has taken up your this demand, and he has all the raw materials, so he will be fulfilling your demands and giving you the product. So this is your assignment, which consignment, which is taken by the C4. Now it is being delivered to you. Now what you will do is, you will take all these things to the production floor, and it will be started production. You will start the production. Okay, now the car is being produced, and finally it will be dispatched, and it will be launched in the market. Okay, so this is how the process, look into the process, how fast it is. Otherwise what will happen, that you will go to the C2, you will go to C3, C4, C5 or C1. Suppose this does not have one product, or this does not have one part. Okay, so it in all, like you will be taking the time, so you removed all the time, you directly put your demand, and those who will be having the things which you required, he will accept your demand and deliver the product directly to the production floor. Okay, now you have this is the all process. Now look into this, that there is a minimization of the time, okay, which is one of the waste. Okay, also if you have required only 1,000 cars that you have to produce, this is the demand of your cars. Okay, so you will not give the demand that we need to produce 1,000, 1,500 cars. Okay, you are giving the demand for the 100 cars only. Okay, so second thing is that you are not producing extra inventory. Okay, so this is how this works. Now let us look into the some definition part. Okay, understand this. So first thing is that the just in time system was actually developed by the Japanese companies like the Toyota. Okay, they wanted to lead in the market because they have already so many competitors, and they wanted to actually face this competition. So they started looking into their structure, that what is the thing which they are lacking, and what are the things that which the other companies are having. Okay, so now when they started restructuring their departments, their manufacturing process, so they have looked into this, that there are so many ways that they are producing, now they have to work on it. So they have developed this just in time system. Okay, so let us understand with a definition, because somebody has suggested me that I have to look into the words. Okay, keywords, because examiner usually asks the keywords. So yes, I am trying to implement this. Okay, so it was developed by the Japanese companies like the Toyota. Now what it is, so let us see the definition. So it is a kind of a production strategy which is a design, which is specially designed so that you can eliminate the waste during the production process. Okay, you will eliminate the waste in the production process only. Otherwise what will happen, that you will be having your product, and then you are looking for the things, that what is the error in this product. Okay, this will be very time taking, and it is very complex process, that you have to go back to that particular process, then remove it, then resolve it. Okay, so you have to like simultaneously remove the waste that you are creating during the production process. Okay, so what is the waste? So waste is that has no value. Okay, that has no value to product. So suppose if there is an extra time that is you're taking in the whole production system, so it is an extra thing which is not adding the value, it is actually taking your money, taking your time. Okay, so this is how it is not at all required in the manufacturing process. Now JIT is also been defined as involving the production of the necessary items in the required quantities at the desired times. Okay, so here we are talking about the eliminating waste. Now here this definition gives that you will produce only those things which is in the required quantities and in the desired time. Okay, so time will be less, and also the quality of the product will be intact, and you're producing the only things which is required. Okay, so this is how this system works. Okay, now let us understand that how you will implementing, and what is the requirement when you wanted to implement. Now let us talk about the advantages and disadvantages of the just in time technique. Okay, so see, everything which you will use have some advantages, but we are using for that, but it will be having some disadvantages also. Okay, so let us talk first about the advantages, then we will talk about the disadvantages. So yes, we are decreasing the inventory cost. Okay, yes, we are doing this. Okay, we are not producing the extra things, so definitely it will be decreased. Then you are improving the product efficiency. Yes, definitely we are improving the efficiency of the product. Then points of the problem quickly. So if you keep checking on the product, that how it is working, in every point you are checking that if there is any error or not, so it means that you will get the error quickly. Okay, and you will solve this problem quickly. Okay, on the time only. Otherwise what will happen, that after getting the product to find out the problem, it is being very difficult, and also to solve that problem is very difficult. So you are pointing that error quickly and solving that quickly. Now it improves the coordination of the different system. Now what will happen that every department is doing its own process, okay. Now if something that is the error in this particular area, okay, so you will definitely tell the next person that this particular area is having some difficulty, so please look into this, okay, and then modify your system, okay. So it will say, okay, I'll do that, okay. Suppose what happened that there is some error and it will get the product, okay. Now at this process it will find some error, so it will contact with that person that, okay, in this, in your process there was some error, please rectify it and remove it. So it will again tell the person to rectify it, remove it, then this person work on it and then give this particular product to this person, okay. So you're seeing that they are coordinating with each other, they're rectifying the mistakes, errors, and then resolving it, okay. So it is improving the different systems coordination. Then also it improves the relationship with the vendor. Now what happened that suppose you are having so many clients, okay. Now see that you have put the demand into the market, but this client is having all the things which you require. So next time also you will be having that this particular client will be on your priority. Next time also you take the product from this particular client. So what happened that after a certain time amount of the time you will be having a good relationship with this person, okay. So yes, vendors will be, you will be having a good relationships with the vendors, okay. Then coming to the disadvantages, okay. What are the disadvantages of the just in time technique? See, okay, so if anything is having advantages, so it will have some disadvantages also. What are its disadvantages? So it decreases the production rate, okay. It decreases the opportunity of the multiple sourcing, supplier dependency, increase in cost, okay. So let us understood it one by one, okay. What happened that suppose you are having a kind of like a limited clients with you, okay. So you are depending on this clients only, you will not go and search that there are C7 C8 which will be providing some high quality content to you in the limited price, okay. So this is how you will be having very limited like kind of a sourcing, okay. Then you will not go for the other sources like C7 and C8, okay, C8, okay. So this is how the opportunity of the multiple sourcing will be decreased. Then supplier dependency, suppose you have taken the order from the given to the order to C4. Now C4 will be taking the all the things after this process, okay. Now the thing is that you have a like person, you feel that his C4 is very reliable. Now what happened that if it delivered you very defective products, what will happen? You have no choice, okay. Then you have to take the time and again research and again put the demand, okay. So this is how you are depending on the supplier a lot. It may be probable situation that C4 will deliver the product late, okay. So there are so many issues at the supplier side also. Also the next thing is that it increase the cost of the ordering and the admin, okay. It is the one disadvantage of it. And decreasing, see what happened that suppose there is something, okay. uh, Supplier have not supplied the product which you require during the process of the production, okay. So it may disrupt the production, okay, it may disrupt the production, okay. So this is how you can see a kind of a danger during the production process, and it will increase the time, waiting time, okay. So this is having certain disadvantages also. And to remove this or to face or to solve this disadvantages, we have two things, okay. We have two things, actually three things, okay, which are used in the just in time. First is the Kanban card, second is the working sales, and third is the back flushing, okay. So we will understand one by one all this, okay. Now let's talk about the first Kanban cards, okay. What are the Kanban cards? So before moving for this explanation, let's take an example that how this Kanban cards is used. Okay, so suppose you get the demand. Okay, we know that we are working on the demands, whatever the demand we get, and then we start producing that particular product. So suppose your company gets a demand of the 10 cars that you have to manufacture. Now what you will do is, suppose you have the demand of the 10 cars and you have in the production department you have certain number of the machines. Let us suppose M1, M2, M3 and M4. Okay. Now All of these machines have a different capacity, and they are working on different parts of the car. Suppose this particular car machine is working on the gates, this machine is working on the steering, this machine is working, actually produces the outer board part of the car, and this machine produces the seats. Okay, now let us suppose that every machine is having the different capacity. Suppose it produces 100 cars, it produces 150, and it has a capacity of the 120 or 150 whatever. Okay, now what Kanban cards, what is the Kanban cards and what it is used for? So when they get the demand, now what happened that here they will use Kanban card. Okay, so this is a card. This is a kind of a card which they will giving to their next machine. Suppose M1 is producing. Uh, they have the required. Okay, so M1's also, M1's production is suppose it produces 100 gates. Okay, it is the capacity of the M1. So what will happen that the production house will give the demand that you have to produce only 40 gates. Okay, so M1 will produce the 40 gates. Now M1 has the requirement, M1 will produce the 40 gates. So M1 will say to M2 that okay, you have to produce only 10 steerings. Okay, don't produce more than 10 steerings because we have the demand of the 10 only. Okay, I'm producing this much, so you have to produce based on this only, don't produce this. So M1 got this, so M1 will set to the 10. Now it will not produce the 100, it will produce the 10 only. Now M2 will going to get notified to this M3. Okay, M2 will say that okay, we have the demand of only 10, so don't produce more than this. Okay, I'm producing the 10 steerings only, so you produce only 10 outer bodies, don't produce more than this is our requirement. So it will notify the M3, so M3 will produce the 10 only, it will not produce the 150. Similarly, it will give the demand to this also, so that you will have to produce the seats for only 10 cars, don't produce more than that. Okay, so it will produce only 40 seats. Okay, so in this system, let's see that everyone is giving an idea before they are supplying this product to the next machine. Okay, they are giving that now you have to produce this much amount, you have to produce this much amount. Okay, so otherwise what will happen if they are not doing this process? What will happen that M1 produced, it just produce and supply to the next machine. M2 will produce, now what will happen that it will produce 100 steerings. Now out of this 100 steering, 90 will be of no use. Again, here we need only 10 outer bodies, it will produce 150. See, here 140 bodies are of no use. Okay, so this is how we are actually removing whatever extra thing we have. Okay, this is the requirement of our Kanban, our just in time system. Okay, so we use the Kanban card so that we will not do this kind of activity, we will not destroy, like we will not be having any danger during the production. Okay, and also we will not be like increasing the cost. Okay, because we have to decrease it. Okay, so the cost will be decreased using the Kanban card. Now the next is the working cells. What are the working cells? Okay, and why do we use it? So we have understood of one disadvantage is that there is a problem in the production process. Okay, if there is a problem in the production process, it will be danger for our outcome. Okay, so what we do is we will keep check on every process. Okay, and for that we need some labor. Okay, but what will happen that there is some issue in this. Okay, suppose M1, M2 and M3, all these machines are handled by different person, like Mr. A, Mr. B and Mr. C. Everyone is handling this machine, different machines. Now what will happen that if machine 1 is producing something and sending to this machine 2, okay, now he know that there are some issues in this products. Okay, so now whatever the things that M2 will do, so they have to take care of this. Okay, so now he will not notify this person, and B will start manufacturing this process, then again it has some error. Okay, it will not rectify it. M3 will not look after this process, and M3 started production, M3 is also having, so final product, the outcome that you will get is the defective one. Okay, so you have to remove this deficiency. Okay, what you will do is you will keep one person. Okay, that one person which will be handling this machine production. Okay, so all these machines will be operated by the single person. what will happen that it will be the responsibility of the A to look after the machine 1. Okay, so when machine 1 is giving the products and he knows that there are some deficiencies in machine 1, so he will rectify it, he will produce again and then send to the machine 2. Then also in machine 2 it is his responsibility to look after it. Okay, if it is having some issues, then it will produce, it will not produce it, it will then produce the new lot and then give to the M3. Okay, so this is how they will look after this, and this single person will be having the idea that what is the discrepancy or what is the error in the particular product, so he will resolve it at the first process only. Okay, understand? Even he will not be able to resolve it, so he will resolve the second process because he know that what is the problem going on. Okay, so one person will handle the set of the machines so that all the discrepancies will be reduced. Okay, this is how the working cells work. Now the last is the backflushing. What is the backflushing? Okay, backflushing is a kind of a counting system, okay, or a costing system, which is used in the just in time. Okay, why they use backflushing? Because see, earlier we when we were actually understanding about the just in time, we saw that we got the demand. Okay, then we put it in front of the clients. Okay, clients take this demand, they supplied the raw material on the production floor, and then we started producing the things and then finally dispatched it. Okay, so this is how other process work. So at all the in all the process we have no time to calculate the amount. Okay, so what we do is on the basis of the number of the dispatch that we have done, on the basis of this we will be actually calculating the amount. Okay, we are going in the reverse. Earlier what usually what we do, we basically first calculate that how much raw material is there. Okay, so we give them the money. Then now what we are doing, we are not doing anything at the any process. Okay, we what we will do is we will calculate the amount. Okay, at the last, once we have the product from, then we will go in the reverse direction. Okay, so what you will do is whatever the products you have produced, based on that you will know that if you have produced the 10 cars. Okay, so you know that for the 10 cars you will require the 5 kinds of the parts. Okay, and for making 5 kinds of the parts, you know that how much raw material is required. Suppose to making the one part require the 100 part 1, and similarly part 5, so you will require 500 raw material. Okay, and the cost of the 500 will be known, like suppose it will be 10 rupees. Okay, so you know that the 5000 rupees is the rupees will be the for the raw material. Okay, so you get to know about this. Okay, so this is how you're calculating the price in the upward direction, in the backward direction, sorry, in the backward direction, and you are calculating the cost that finally you are getting, or the sold or the finish. So after then you will get to know that how much demand you have. Okay, how much you have produced, and also when you sold in the market, what profit you have made, and what is your estimation when you like what is the amount you have to actually give. Okay, so this is how the backflushing is used in the just in time inventory system. Okay, so there are some questions also based on this, some numericals are also there, but I'm not doing this numericals. Okay, if any case, in case I think that we should do that, so I will collect those numericals, or if you are having that, you can share also with me. Okay, because right now I don't have this kind of a things with me, so I'm not sharing this, I'm just doing on the uh, this theoretical part. Okay, so this was the last thing that we understood about the just in time. Okay, next we'll be having the Kaizen costing. Okay, then we will have 5 ways. Okay, then we will be having the total productive maintenance, and all the seven techniques that we have. Okay, all the techniques of the waste removal we will be having, we discuss it. Okay, then we are also working on the organizing chapter. Okay, the second part would be very soon you will get, and you will get the human resource development part very soon. Okay, so this is how you will be doing, I guess. So these things will be done very quickly, and you will able to do this. Now the next thing is that I need your suggestion on the current affairs, that whether you're liking it or not. Also tell me that the series that we are doing on the grade A, semi grade A, you're liking it or not. Okay, what the things that I can improve on. Okay, and please do share with your friends. Okay, and subscribe to the channel, because I saw that most of the people, those who watch the video, haven't subscribed the channel. So please subscribe the channel. And also I'm trying to put daily videos, okay? In case if I miss one day, so sorry for that, okay? Because yesterday I was not okay, so didn't record any video. So okay, so please subscribe the channel, like the channel, and like the videos, okay? And comment your feedback so that I will get to know that on what area I have to improve. And also please share with your friends, your family members, or those who are preparing for the CB grade A. So it will be helpful for them, and not only for them only, but those who are preparing for the banking exams, they will be having the mains exams, okay? So you can share this channel with them also, because we will be having the current affairs also, okay? So that's it for us, okay? Let's wind up the video, okay?